Hey YouTube, this is Dean making another vid. If you like my content, please consider hitting the like button. Also, please consider subscribing, as it is very much appreciated. I was watching a video about with Expeditionary Johnny making doing his second flint and steel fire using a char tin. Thought it was great. But I saw him using the drop down method, and while I don't want to show you how to suck eggs, mate, that's not this intention at all. I was shown this method by NW Primate. He's an expert at flint and steel. He's out there doing it out in the bush doing it. This is the top casting method, and I think you'll find it's a lot better. The drop down method, where you casting sparks down into the tin, nine times out of ten what will happen is you'll end up knocking the tin and spilling the contents. Now I've only just made this video a little while ago, but I thought I'd revisit it. I saw you doing it, and you almost knocked the tin over several times. That's when we all first start out using these tins. I think the drop down method seems intuitive. That's what we start out with. Well, I think this method I'm going to show you is, once you start doing it, you'll never go back to the other way. It's just a lot better. Occasionally, you do miss strike, and you will occasionally hit the tin and spill it, but the chances are less by doing it this method. What basically this method is, you cast over the top. So you use your flint and steel in the normal manner, but instead of doing drop down like this, you go over the top. But I will say this method is a little bit slower on occasion. You do tend to, it does take a little bit longer, because the sparks aren't being perfectly directed. So you just have to work around it a bit and hopefully get the sparks to fall. And you just have to have a little bit more persistence. So basically you just drive sparks over the top, and hopefully most of them will fall in. And catch like that. Just let it propagate. Start to grow. Then blow it into flame. Now, I'm not trying to tell you how to suck eggs, mate. You do it any way you want. But I have found that method of casting over the top like that, like I just did, is a superior method. It tends to be a little bit slower, but you drop, instead of the tin is a little bit hazardous. You cross thread it. I just cross threaded that, but I'll get that undone. It does tend to not spill your tin as often. You will find you will occasionally hit it, but not as often. Same method for traditional tinderboxes. Normally you just drop into it, but I don't do that. Again, just cast over the top. Hopefully with the wind coming up now, it is being problematic, of course. There we go. Oh no, got me a bit excited there. Like I said, you just have to be a bit persistent, a bit patient. Just keep driving sparks into it. And one catches. There is an ember growing there. And then to put that one out, I won't blow that one into flame. And I saw this is the tin you had, but if you want to improve your tin, I suggest buying some of this. It's just wire mesh I bought from Bunnings, which is just a chain hardware store here. This fine wire mesh. If you want to use the drop down method, wire mesh it over there, fill it full of punkwood, put the mesh over. You just use your multi-tool, get it so that it'll fit. That's just the dust falling out. It's nothing to worry about. But overall the tin stays the same. I still use the cast method, the top casting method for this, because if you notice, that wire mesh doesn't stop the sparks from falling in there. And it's that finer stuff that actually catches, and I just spilt it all out. Try a better rock. It's not really generating a lot of sparks. There we go. As I said, with this quartzite, it bluntens out very quickly. Might have to ember transfer some of that. Doesn't seem to be wanting to catch. See, even with drop down method, I doubt that punkwood. This is why I say punkwood is sometimes spotty. Sometimes you just don't get punkwood that will catch a spark, because this was the same punkwood I've been using. From all the other ones. I'm blunting stones, trying to get it to catch. Oh, I'm sharing sparks in there. There we go. Finally. There you go. That one took a bit of effort, but finally got there. As I said, you just have to try and put a bit of persistence into it. I was getting pretty frustrated there with that one. That punkwood wasn't catching very well at all. But that's the method. Once I got onto that, I wouldn't go over to any other. That drop down method is an inferior method as far as I'm concerned, just because you tend to spill your contents of your tin more often than not, and especially I found you'll only just get a spark into it, and then 9 times out of 10 you'll get the spark into it, and then all of a sudden you'll knock your tin over just as you get the spark into it, and all your hard work just got spilled all over the joint, and that'll invariably you'll lose your ember or whatever, like that's what I found anyway. So that's why I stumbled across that NW Primate's video about the side casting or top casting method, and of casting over the top of your tin, and I think it is a superior way of doing it, and it certainly works for me. Give it a go if you like it. Certainly, yeah, I think you will, because yeah, it certainly saves you spilling it, and yeah, definitely have a look for this stuff. This will save you a lot of hassle. And when you're just filling your tin up and that, all you have to do is get your multi-tool and pull the cage out. Pull the cage out. I won't pull it all out, but the cage just comes out. You just cut it to fit, and it saves it. So to fill it out, pull the cage out, put more in, put the cage back in, and yeah, it works really well. You can cast through it, and yeah, not a problem at all. And I always just put a Ranger band over the top of it just to keep the lid on it, so that there. But those cages don't really work for those circular or round tins very much at all. And yeah, I actually, now that I've got this traditional 1700s iron tin, that's my floating tin now. I probably won't be using these very much anymore. They're going to go into kits, and this will be my working tin. I've actually been using it every night. I've been casting into it every night and practicing with it as well. Hope you find this informative. My older subs, my subs that have been watching me for a while would have only just seen this, but yeah, it's good to revisit these things. And for my newer subs, probably haven't gone through my playlist, so this will be all new information. Anyway, thanks for watching.